Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a very exciting day. Today's video is going to be about installing these Scopema seat swivels for a 2019 and up Mercedes Sprinter van. And I'm going to try to cut to the chase as much as possible, save you guys time. Time is money. Go here, go to theswivelshop.com, order you a set of seat swivels right now. Pause the video. Don't get them from anyone else. I'm telling you, dealing with them and dealing with their customer service is top notch. We partnered up together on this YouTube video to put together a series, a no BS series of how to put these in right in your van. So by the time this video is over with, you guys are going to know exactly how to put each of the passenger side, the driver side, and the handbrake lowering kit with using the right tools, because there's a couple videos out there on YouTube. I wouldn't follow them. Follow this one. This is going to be the right way to do it. So order your seat swivels, come back to me on this video. Let's start putting these things in. Let me show you what's going on. Take your van, park it in a nice spot where you can spend about 2 hours on this thing. Since you guys are going to be kind of new to this, about 2 hours, park it. You're going to let your van sit for at least a half an hour. They say 15 minutes, give it a half an hour, let it sit. Do not turn the engine on, don't turn the key on, let it sit. After your car sat for at least a half an hour, come in here to your driver's side. You're going to see a little plate right here. It says wait 15 minutes after engine is stopped. Everything's done running its regen cycle. You're going to pop this off by pulling it out. It pulls out of these tabs, and there's a little small tab at the bottom. Ignore this. You're not going to have this in your van. This is for a separate video we're doing on AV. But you're going to come in here, and you'll see my post is disconnected. This is good for you to see. If you take this ground connection, which is right here, it's got a little red dot on it, okay? You push that and release the ground. This is going to disconnect your battery technically. What you don't realize is it's not disconnecting the positive, it's disconnecting the negative. It's de-grounding the chassis. This is going to be important because if you don't do this step, don't get terrified if you screw up and don't do this step, but if you don't do this step, you're going to get an airbag warning light on your dash, which means you have to spend about $250 to get a code clearer, or you have to go to Mercedes and have your code cleared. So just keep that in mind. If you forget to do that, it's not the end of the world, but it will. Okay, also down below in the description, before you start, you're gonna wanna get yourself an Torx socket set. Don't go at these things with a regular hex socket. Just do things the right way. Try to train yourself to do things the right way. Mercedes uses these Torx heads, which are basically removed using the female Torx. Specifically, you're gonna run an E14 Torx. This is your bolt that you're going to be removing. You'll be removing 8 of these. These are what hold your factory seat into your pedestal. So E14 female Torx. Go ahead and order a set. I think this was less than $20. Start over here on the passenger side, and if we come around here, you're going to go underneath. And I've already pre-loosened mine to show you what to do. This is a yellow connector. This is the whole reason you disconnected your chassis ground. You're going to disconnect this by sliding the 2 pins this direction and pull out, and the connection is going to come out. You're also going to have these little flimsy protectors so you don't see the wires that are underneath the pedestals. These you can either disconnect and then pull through, or in my case, you're not going to be using these anymore, so you can make a little tear where the wire would normally come through and get rid of these little pads. You're not going to need these anymore. Here's where your E14 socket is going to come in handy. You're going to loosen up all these bolts, and I'm going to spare you for the video, not showing you how to take out every bolt. You're going to basically take the 2 front ones out, slide the seat forward, take the other 2 out, remove all 8 bolts on both of your seats. With the bolts all removed, your seat is going to be free to come out. This is a I'd say it's about 60 pounds, so get a good bite on it with both arms, pull these things out of here. Be careful not to scratch this against your factory paint job on here, because you will regret that every single time you come in. This is what the pedestal looks like with the seat removed. This is the driver's side. Here's the passenger side. I'm also doing a video where I partnered up with Sprinter. We're going to be doing the big TV up in the ceiling, big 40-inch TV, so look for that video on my channel. So here's the 2 pedestals exposed, nice clean work surface. Now we're going to start getting to bolting these seats. I'm starting with the driver's side. It's CBT02 or 021G3, and I've got it laid down here, and I'm lining up my bolt holes. Inside of the kit, it comes with a set of short bolts and long bolts and 4 nuts. The short bolts go with the nuts, and this is what goes on the upside of the seat side. This what retains the seat to the seat swivel. This is to retain the seat swivel to the pedestal, and you're going to want to run a 6-point Running 11/16 socket seems to fit these the best. And these are a low profile bolt, so the seat swivel doesn't swing and catch these. I think in the previous iteration, they used an Allen key, so you're gonna use the 11/16 socket. Get all 4 of these bolts loosely hand tightened in, and then go at it with your wrench. Prevent a cross thread if you can. So always try to get them in nice and slow, and make sure that they all just hand tighten in, just like this. There shouldn't be any tension. Okay, now we have the seat swivel installed by theswivelshop.com. In place, ready to go. The thing we got to do now is address the elephant in the room, which is the e-brake handle. Okay, everyone's talked about this. There's a lot of videos on this. You got to lower this thing down. So that's where this kit comes in place, right here. The reason why you have to lower it down is because this gets in the way of it. When you swivel, it's going to bang into it and then it jams up. That's number 1. Number 2, the actual physical seat bangs into this because this is too high. So first thing you gotta do is take off this bracket, and before you start going at this thing like crazy, look down here. You can see there's a little piece of plastic right there. See it going in and out of that piece of metal? That's what you're popping out right there. You just pull out gently and it'll pop out, and then it should just lift right off. Kind of working around here like this. So if you did it right, yours will not be broken, which is good. This will end up getting trimmed too soon. So put this aside, that way down. If you don't have the rubber floor and you put it this way, it'll get all scratched up. So that way down. It exposes these 2 bolts. You're gonna run a 5/8. Fits beautifully, nice and tight on here with no play. 5/8 inch socket. Bust these bolts loose. Get these out of here. Your e-brake lowering kit from theswivelshop.com. It's gonna look like this. Nice, beautiful piece of steel here. This is gonna go right here like so. And you're gonna use, comes with 4 bolts in the kit. You're gonna use these bolts with the flat heads on them with the convex area so they can countersink into that piece of metal. It's gonna keep it nice and flat. So you're gonna use a 6mm Allen wrench to get these installed. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten mine down. So now we're going to install the backing plate and these little 17mm bolts. Backing plate on this goes behind the actual e-brake right here, and you're going to set your bolts through it and then get it on. Okay, 17mm, drive those in. Remember, backing plate gets sandwiched between the 2 plates there, the plate and the e-brake. Now you can do a little clearance test with this reinstalled. Now she spins all the way around and doesn't get hit on that handle. So now you know you got the proper clearance. Now, time to get to the decorative part, trim this thing up a little bit. This looks fine over here. So this doesn't bump. Let's check. I'm gonna show you a real easy way to take the plastic off of this. Notice there's a factory curve here, okay? Right here, I got a black marker. What I'm gonna do is take about a ½ inch off. This isn't, you know, I mean, you're not winning a beauty contest here with this stuff, and you can fix a lot with sandpaper. But I'm gonna freehand a line. That's about a ½ inch off of this curve all the way around, okay? Okay, here's our freehand line. You can kind of see it there in the video, kind of reflecting differently. I'm gonna use a little jigsaw set on low setting, and it's gonna cut this like Here's our cut, completed, sanded, ready to rock and roll at the bottom. This is what I used. I'm not gonna put this on camera because I do not want you guys cutting your hand open, but think about it, use a clamp, get it cut. That's what you're gonna get at the end. So we'll go ahead and take this piece now that we've trimmed up and kind of rough fit it, and you can see it looks factory. So let's get this clicked back on here. Okay, the e-brake cover is securely in place, not going anywhere. Let's test it. Perfect. Doesn't even, look at that. It's perfectly cut, so it doesn't even hit that. Nice. So you want to create that little slope, that little curve in it. Job done. That looks good. Okay, unfortunately the next part in the installation is going to be taking the little factory seat location pins off of your factory Sprinter seat. Tool for the job I'm going to use is a small cutoff wheel, a nice thin wheel onto an angle grinder. Obviously, goes without saying, use these Yes. When looking at the bottom of the Sprinter seat, you could see the part that we have to take off. Now, I'm not going to take mine completely off. I'm going to still use it as a location pin. Okay, so if you did it right, you'll cut them off just about there. If you leave them down even a little bit, they're going to bump into a little piece of rubber. Ask me how I know, what I do for you guys. So this is where you want to cut them, here and right there. There's about that much left. So I got a little scuffage going on from my grinder. Make sure you use your safety protection on these. You definitely don't want that thing to slip and cause a problem. So there's your little pieces cut off. Let's go fit this in the guys. Here's the seat installed onto the swivel from the swivelshop.com. I'm going to keep mentioning their name because thank you again to them for sponsoring this video with these. I got my couple of bolts in here just so I could spin it around and test it before I turn the video camera on, and it turns all the way around without rubbing on anything. So great success. This right here is where it was hitting the bump stop. When I didn't trim it all the way down, I only took the pointed edge off of the locating pin. So you got to take it all the way down, just like I just showed you in that last clip, or else you're going to rub. Okay, so these bolts go in. My hands are red from the glove, so sorry about that. These go in from the bottom, so thin head side down. They go in from the bottom, and then you put the nuts on. 17 millimeter head and nut right here. Get those tightened down and test out your first seat. Yeah, it is in. Here's a couple of things to note. I got my seat cranked all the way down, okay? So can't go down any farther. This is the way it goes up. Okay, see how it's going up, down, 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 down. Go down on it, doesn't go down any farther, doesn't rub. So you do not need to trim this side piece of plastic here, so keep that in mind. I've just unlatched the red latch on the side. I've got my seat slid forward, so forward, and my seat back is up and down. Sorry about that, sonnet is hot today in Florida. Spin it around, just like that. Go to wide again, so this way. Okay, unlatched, it's already unlatched, so it'll spin. Look at that. All the way around to face the back. Thumbs up and subscribe if you like this video, guys. I really do think this is a game changer. Even in a family van, you know, that's the thing. You want to go on a long road trip, you can eat lunch with your family, you have to be stuck in the driver's seat, you know. All right, let's get the passenger side installed. Looking good. Okay, here's the passenger side, part number CBTO or 021D3. This one's going to be simple compared to the driver's side, so if you follow my video in order, definitely going to help you. I've got this just set in place. You can see the arrows pointing to the front of the vehicle. Here's the hardware you get, same exact thing. For short, for long, the longs go into the seat pedestal, the shorts go into the seat itself. Just like the driver's side, the passenger side needs the locating pins removed, so let's go ahead and repeat the procedure and cut those off. And there's what the bottom of the seat's going to look like. Locating pin 1, locating pin 2. Let's go. Here's the passenger seat, all installed, looking good. Again, no trimming was required on any of these side plastics, so keep that in mind. It's good news. Last step before you can put your power back on in your vehicle is to connect your yellow harness. So you want to bring your yellow harness through the floor and reconnect. Let me show you. So here's the wire for the harness pulled through the circle part of the seat swivel right here and plugged in. Do it to your driver's side. Here we are on the driver's side. Let's relocate the harness, which is through the hole here, and we simply reconnect just like that, and then get your wires nice and tidy, and always check all your cables before you start spinning these things around. Okay, next is to reconnect your grounding post. Slide that back on. You'll hear your car ding, and now it's reconnected. That is going to stop you from seeing that. That's the light that will turn on if you did not disconnect your ground before you pulled your seats. So I got to take mine back to the dealership, but don't be like me. Do your ground first. Okay guys, if you guys did it right, this is what it looks like finished up. Both of the seat swivels are installed. Here's the red knob for this one. Here's the red knob for this one. And now it's time to enjoy them and test them out. So I've got both seats up in a 90-degree position, and I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up one of these swivels and just kind of move it a little bit this way. And I'm gonna take this one the same way, one-handed, and pull it. And now let's test this one first. Oh yeah, First thing you gotta do also, pull it forward. Like this. Swivel it around. Yeah, there it is. And now you can roll it back once you've got it spin around. Let's go test the driver's side out. Here we are at the driver's side. Go to wide view. I've kind of cocked it a little bit just for one-handed purposes here. And now let's start rotating this around. I mean, that is awesome. 2 Mercedes Sprinter seats in a 2019 to present, sitting on the Swivelshop.com Scopema swivel seat bases, and I cannot be happier. And the really cool thing about these, they're made in France, so I mean, you know, that's awesome. Well, all right, if you guys made it this far in the video, pat yourselves on the backs. You did it. You have officially put in swivel seats inside of your Sprinter. And I tell you what, I could not be happier with these things. They are awesome. I mean, how great is it going to be to have another whole section of your van usable to face the back? You know, think about it. You know, even if you guys aren't using it to sleep in and camp in, you know, hanging out with my kids, I got car seats back here. We stop long road trip. I can stay up here, turn my seat around, have lunch with them, have a conversation. My wife needs to attend to the children from back here. She easily can, obviously, when we stop, without having to get out of the seat. She needs to, you know, kind of be back here. You can. It just opens up a world of possibilities, and they're made so well. The Scopema seat swivels are made so well. I got these cheap Amazon special ones for my motorhome, and they had a lot of play in them. They're flimsy. The hardware they sent, I had one bolt snap off. It's just crazy. You get what you pay for. The $3.99 a piece for each one of these at the Swivelshop.com is definitely worth it. You're going to spend, you know, if your time is worth anything to you, you're going to spend $1,000 on this whole package, give or take, you know, depending on if they have a sale or not. And you're going to be investing that money into your van, and the usefulness and the value you're going to get out of that over the years it'll pay for itself. It really will. It's just a better choice when it comes to doing a seat swivel. So really hope you guys liked the video. We can kick these things back around. You slide them forward when you move them back. Spin them back around. They lock right back into position, ready to go. Same deal with this one, if I can do it one-handed. I mean, how cool is that? And they're not going anywhere. So appreciate you guys watching this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and I'll get you in the next one. Later.